Good evening and welcome to News at 9. First, the highlights. Lagos State government generates 333 billion naira in tax revenue in first quarter of 2025. Nigerian Navy shut down 6 illegal refineries in Delta State. And on the foreign scene, Kurdish PKK announces disbandment, ending decades-long armed struggle against Turkey. And in sports, Nigeria's Flying Eagles defeat Senegal to qualify for FIFA Under-20 World Cup. Now the news in details. I am Timmy Dayo Anthony. The Lagos State government has generated 333 billion naira in tax revenue in the first quarter of 2025 with the aim of providing more funding for the Themes Plus developmental agenda of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu's administration. Commissioner for Finance Abayomi Oluyomi stated this at the ongoing ministerial press briefing at the Lausa Ikeja to mark the second year of the second term of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu's administration in office, while really announced the ministry's achievements in the last 1 year. The commissioner noted that the state government launched the revenue portal to streamline, digitize, and unify revenue processes across ministries, departments, and agencies in the state. Oluyomi explains that in the second quarter of 2025, the state government will commence the publication of revenue defaulters in the national dailies, with plans to launch revenue courts with the aim of to prosecute defaulters.
I must say, it's not only Nigeria's economic and financial hub, but also Africa's largest subnational economy. The state is particularly sensitive to national and global fluctuations. To combat this, the Lagos Ministry of Finance has responded with deliberate and strategic policy initiatives. These efforts have not only buffered the state finances from shocks, but have also positioned Lagos State as a leader in subnational financial management.
According to him, the state government generated 1.3 trillion naira internal generated revenue in 2024, collected over 14 billion naira in land use charge, with over 800,000 properties now on the state's database via aggressive enumeration campaigns. Oluyomi said in the year under review, Lagos maintained a debt service to revenue ratio of 19.2% within the 30% fiscal responsibility threshold and commenced the issuance of 14.815 billion naira green bond while receiving certification from Climate Bond Initiative, the first by Nigerian subnational. The commissioner also hinted that the conversion of idle state assets in Lagos State to liquidity for funding infrastructure development through securitization. The Lagos State Universal Basic Education Board, LASUBEB, has concluded a 3-day residential retreat for pension desk officers across the 20 local government education authorities in Badagry. The retreat, which commenced on Friday, 9th May 2025, brought together key stakeholders responsible for managing retirement process within the state's basic education system. The goal was to improve the knowledge, coordination, and processes surrounding pension documentation, calculation, and fund management. Executive Chairman of LASUBEB, Akim Shitu, emphasized the importance of prompt and accurate pension administration, highlighting the state government's unwavering commitment to the welfare of its retired personnel. He stated that the retreat was designed to equip pension desk officers with the requisite skills and knowledge needed to manage the pension system more efficiently. The Global Transport Policy, GTP, has emphasized the urgent need for Nigeria to adopt a locally driven multimodal transport strategy aligned with international best practices. Its chairman and chief consultant, Segun Musa, made the call at a press conference in Lagos ahead of the Sustainable Transport System Annual Roundtable on Thursday, stressing that sustainable transport cannot be achieved through road infrastructure alone. The roundtable tagged Sustainable Transport System, Global Best Practices and Lessons for Nigeria will bring together government officials, private investors, policy experts, and international partners to discuss actionable strategies for building an inclusive, efficient, and environmentally sound transport system for Nigeria's future. Musa noted that effective transportation system must integrate road, rail, water, and air travel in contemporary interconnected manner.
If we don't have a holistic transport policy, we will be joking. We won't get it right. Transport policy is not something you give to consultants to write. It's something that you bring all major actors together to design to meet the demand of the economy. Because everybody have their peculiar challenges. We must design our own transport policy to meet our national interests. And that's the time we begin to get it right.
Drawing from his recent international engagements, Musa shared insight from visits to China and 11 European countries where he studied successful transportation models. He noted that Nigeria must develop a realistic, locally relevant transport policy tailored to national needs rather than relying solely on foreign consultancy templates. President Bola Tinubu has presided over the Federal Executive Council (FEC) meeting at the Council Chamber of the State House in Abuja. The meeting was attended by Vice President Kashim Shettima, Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, Head of Federal Civil Service, D.D. Wilson Jack, the Chief of Staff to the President, Femi Gbajabiamila, and the National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu. Also in attendance were ministers from various federal ministries and other members of the council. This meeting comes exactly 1 week after the last one, which FEC endorsed President Tinubu's decision to issue an executive order on local content policy, which seeks to promote local manufacturing and production by prioritizing goods and services from Nigerian companies. And now to the rest of the stories. The personnel of the Nigerian Navy attached to the Forward Operating Base Escravos, Delta State, has detected and sealed up 6 illegal refining sites in some communities in the Niger Delta region. This was carried out during operations against crude oil thefts, pipeline vandalism, and other illicit activities in the region. The exploits followed 3 operations to the localities led by the commanding officer of the FOB Escravos, Ikenna Ogolagu, who noted that a successful operation was conducted as part of Operation Delta Sanity 2 and guarded by actionable intelligence. Ogolagu reaffirmed the commitment of FOB Escravos to the strategic directive of the Chief of the Naval Staff, Emmanuel Ogala, in eradicating all forms of maritime illegalities in Nigeria's territorial waters. In a move to strengthen Nigeria's maritime industry, the Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Adebuyi Gaoyitola, says the government will stop issuing waivers that allow foreign vessels to operate in Nigerian waters. This announcement came after a meeting in Abuja with representatives from NNPC Shipping, Stena Bulk, and Caverton Offshore. The minister said the practice of granting waivers under the Coastal and Inland Shipping Act of 2003 has hurt local shipping businesses and must be phased out. Meanwhile, the visit also marked the official launch of a new joint venture, Unity Shipping World, formed by NNPC Shipping, Stena Bulk, and Caverton Offshore Support Group. The venture aimed to build a robust tanker operation to transport crude oil, refined products, and LNG across Nigeria, West Africa, and beyond. And now to foreign news. In a stunning development that could reshape regional politics and end one of the world's longest-running insurgencies, the Castadian Workers' Party, PKK, says it is disbanding and ending its decades-long armed struggle against Turkey. The announcement was made following a congress held by the group last week, with confirmation coming from both PKK officials and Turkish leaders. The PKK launched its insurgency in 1984, seeking an independent Kurdish state. The conflict has claimed over 40,000 lives and deeply strained Turkey's economy and social fabric. Speaking after a cabinet meeting in Ankara, Turkish President Recep Erdogan welcomed the move, calling it an important threshold towards achieving a terrorism-free nation. He said the development could open doors for stronger democratic institutions and peace in the wider region. And now to sport. Nigeria's under-20 national team, the Flying Eagles, are through to the semi-finals of the Africa Under-20 Cup of Nations and booked their spots at the FIFA Under-20 World Cup. The Young Eagles edged out Senegal 3-1 in a tense penalty shootout after their quarter-final clash ended goalless in both regular and extra time. Despite strong efforts from both sides, neither team could find the breakthrough during the 120-minute battle. Meanwhile, Nigeria converted 3 penalties to Senegal's 1, sealing the win to secure ticket to the World Cup. The Flying Eagles now move on to semi-finals, keeping hopes alive for continental glory. The Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has received the National Sport Festival Torch of Unity in a renewed commitment for passion, unity, fair play and excellence. Governor Sanwo-Olu, who was represented by the Secretary to State Government, Abimbola Saluhundeyi, said the tradition of the torch carrying and lighting ceremony has become a treasure system of peace and togetherness. He noted that this accumulates in grand unveiling and lighting by President Tinubu during the opening ceremony of the 22nd National Sport Festival, tagged the Gateway Ogun Games 2025, holding between the 16th and the 30th of this month. According to him, the Lagos State is honored to receive the powerful symbol of unity and excellence as the biennial multi-sport event discovers and nurtures best athletes' talent while fostering national unity, sportsmanship, and healthy competition across the country.
To all Lagosians, I call on you to rally behind this noble cause, celebrate the spirit of sportsmanship, and demonstrate through our hospitality and enthusiasm that sports remain a powerful vehicle for national integration and development.
On his part, the Lagos State Commissioner for Youth and Social Development, Mobolaji Ogunlende, said the event re-echoes the state government's commitments to the youth in line with the Themes Plus agenda of social inclusion, gender equality, and the youth in a bid not to leave anyone behind, irrespective of the background, which include people with disability. Director General, Lagos State Sport Commission, Lekan Fatudu, who stated that the new slogan, Team Lagos Best Ever, has been adopted for the event, said it to foster sportsmanship, resilience, unity, and togetherness, and present wider opportunities.
We have received the Unity Torch that would now be going to Oyo State before finally going to Ogun. In Lagos, as you know, Lagos is a center of excellence. We are here today just to re-echo our commitment to the youths, our Themes Plus agenda, the plus, the social inclusion, gender equality, and the youth, which is what we are showcasing here today. And we are here under the leadership of our Governor Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu, who has vowed not to leave anyone behind. So as Lagos, we are also extending our hand of sportsmanship to Nigeria as a whole, as we pass on this Unity Torch until it reaches its final destination.
The team leader, Ikana Mbura, said the Torch of Unity of the National Sports Festival taking place in Ogun State aims at preaching unity among the youth and unifying everyone in line with the mandate given by President to the Commission. And just before we go, maintain adequate distance from the vehicle ahead of you to avoid collision. You can follow us on like all our social media platforms. X at Traffic Radio 961, Facebook Lagos Traffic Radio 961 FM, Instagram Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Subscribe and watch our news and program live on YouTube at Traffic Radio 961. You can also visit our website at www.trafficradio961.ng. Did you know that under the Sanwo-Olu administration, 18,000 teachers were trained under the Eco Excel? You can get more details on Lagos State Government's website. To end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. The Lagos State Government has generated 333 billion naira in tax revenue in the first quarter of 2025, with the aim of providing more funding for the Themes Plus developmental agenda of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu administration. The personnel of Nigerian Navy attached to the forward operating base Escravas, Delta State, has detected and sealed up 6 illegal refining sites in some communities in the Niger Delta region. We also told you that in a stunning development that could reshape regional politics and end one of the world's longest-running insurgencies, the Castilian Worker Party, or PKK, has announced it's disbanding and ending its decade-long armed struggle against Turkey. And in sport, Nigeria's under-20 national team, the Flying Eagles, are through to the semi-finals of the Africa Under-20 Cup of Nations and booked their spot at the FIFA Under-20 World Cup. For contact with the newsroom, please send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. That ends the news broadcast compiled by Adirayo Idowolaya. I am Dayo Anthony. Many thanks for listening.